Rockin' Country Radio, today's hottest country and more. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Rockin' Country Radio. I'm your host, DJ Delta Dawn. Glad to be here with you, and I hope that you've had a great day. I've had a great day. It's been a little bit of a bittersweet day, I might say, because my youngest child got her driver's license today. And you know as well as I how exciting that is when kids first get their driver's license. And I tell you, it was really different today for me. I have two older children who I've been through this with, but there's just something different about that last child getting their license, and you see them getting off, getting in their car and driving off into the distance without you. It's a happy time because I'm thinking no more shuttling kids around, but then at the same time I'm thinking, I don't have any babies at home anymore. So anyway, it's been a great day, and she made it safely to church tonight, so all is well. But I'm just, it's just something about letting our kids go. And so I hope your day has been great, and I hope that it's been a good one. I hope wherever you are, the temperatures are starting to feel like fall. I know it is here in North Carolina. The leaves are starting to turn. It's just been a great day and a great week thus far. And we are very excited tonight because we have actually tonight is going to finish out our series of shows for this week. It just happens we are not going to be on tomorrow night, but we're excited because it's a great way to end our week of shows that we've done thus far. And if you're brand new to our show, we welcome you here. We're glad that you gave us a shot to stop by and listen tonight of all nights. And if you are a return loyal listener, we are so glad to have you back. As always, you are why we do this, and you are what makes this worth doing. So we are very, very glad to have everyone with us. And our guests are actually going to be calling in just a few moments. But before we get them on the line, I want to give you a little background on who they are, because they are what, they're being touted as a new country folk duo. And they actually began writing together, but they didn't really have any idea that their casual co-writing experiment, if you will, would blossom into the much-anticipated album "The Banner Days," which will be releasing later on. It just released in late August, on MTS Records, and but the first writing session that they had together, they wrote a song called "My Beloved" in 2 hours. And after a few more writing sessions, it was clear to both of them that the songs merited a bold decision. And they actually, after that, just played together, and from there, they say the rest is history. They collaborated with one of the duo's husband, Aaron Fishburn, and from there it just went. And they have been compared to, artists such as the Civil Wars, the Swell Season, Robert Plant and Alison Krauss's, raising sand the way their talent is. And if someone were to ask them, what is your musical style? It's been described as pop-tinged folk and, coupled with Americana roots. So it kind of falls right smack dab in the middle of country, and which gives them so much versatility as artists. So we're waiting for our guests tonight, Beth Whitney and Bradford Loomis, to call in. And while we're waiting, I want to go ahead and play their song off of their new album, the one that they wrote in 2 hours, called "My Beloved." And we'll play another cut off of that a little bit later in the show. But right now, take a listen.
You are mine, and I am overwhelmed by you.
absolutely beautiful song from Bradford Loomis and Beth Whitney. And I tell you, I am so glad they decided to collaborate together. Beautiful, beautiful song, and very, very well done indeed. And while that was playing, I believe we now have them on the line. Hello, welcome to Rockin' Country.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you. We're here.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. And I tell you, every time I hear that song, I just fall more and more in love with it. It is, it's one of those songs that just kind of really grabs you from the first time you hear it and just draws you in. And every time I've heard it since, it's like hearing it for the first time all over again. It is, it's an awesome song. Great job, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, I want to
welcome. It was a lot
you
of fun to write.
Oh, my gosh. And you know what? I can't believe, I guess in one sense I can believe that you guys wrote that song in 2 hours, but because of its musical styling and the depth of that song, it's like, it almost sounds like it would have taken forever to write, you know, like days and weeks. It's, you know, and it's seldom that an artist gets a chance to write a song in 2 hours or less. I mean, that is a rarity, you know?
Yeah.
It certainly is. It certainly is for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, I want to welcome you both to the show. It is indeed an honor to have you here. I'm so glad. Thank you also for being able to reschedule when we were having internet issues some time ago. But thank you. I'm glad we were able to work it out to have you here tonight.
Us too. We made it.
You sure did. Well, thank you. Well, I want to kind of, you know, I was kind of giving the listeners a little bit of a preview about you guys when the show started, and I want to hear from you kind of, you know, the background of how Bradford and Whitney came to be, you know, and just to kind of get a real feel, because I tell you, hearing your music, it sounds like you guys have been together for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a funny story. We met because of the internet.
Wow.
We both live in
right?
a small. Yeah, good sign. We both live in a small town about an hour north of Seattle in Washington, and it's not a very big town. And I kept seeing on Facebook all these accolades and people raving about this record that had come out that Beth and her husband put out called Ukulele. And I kept hearing about it. And I went and I looked it up, checked out her website, BethWhitneyMusic.com, and it was amazing. I was captivated immediately. She's got a lot of depth to her songs. There's a lot of melancholy, kind of sorrowfulness. But then there's also, she flips that really quick, and then she's very, very joyous. And I was amazed with the depth of the songwriting. And then I saw that she was from Snohomish, and I thought, man, you know, I just moved here. But I've always lived in the area, and I'd never had a chance to see her play. So I contacted her and her husband and said, hey, would you guys be interested in doing a show so that I could see you guys live? We live in the same small town. What if we did a show together? So they agreed, and I just got to see her play. He didn't play with her. And then a couple months later, we ended up on a bill again together, but this time he played. And they're just such amazing performers and great songwriters, like I said. So I was about to release a record, so I asked them if they'd be interested in playing with me, just, you know, playing their music and then playing a couple songs with me. And somehow that turned into they played my whole set with me, and it was awesome. It was so easy to work with them, and you know, oddly enough too, she was 2 weeks away from a due date, very, very pregnant when we went on tour. So we kind of knew that she could have her baby like at any moment, and
wow.
And they still went on the tour, and it was a lot of fun. And it's just, they're very easy to work with. So I knew that writing with them would be easy. And lo and behold, 2 hours later after we tried to write a song, we had My Beloved. And it was kind of a good sign that this was going to be a good project to work together on.
Most definitely. And, well, Beth, congratulations to you on how old's the baby now?
He's 15 months old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I was just saying at the top of the show that my youngest child went and got her driver's license today, and of course she is over the moon about it. Mom is still kind of the jury's still out, I should say, on that.
Sure.
It was rather bittersweet watching her drive off in her car. But
Wow.
yeah, it is. So enjoy it. Enjoy every second. Well, congratulations to you and your hubby on your little fella there. But you know, the thing, Bradford, that I find so fascinating about the story is, you know, you guys met on the internet, but yet, lo and behold, you're kind of up under each other's noses almost. I mean, living around the corner almost. And, you know, and it's kind of neat how it just kind of all came together and your paths crossed so that you could put together this great project. And in terms of the project, what kind of feedback are you guys getting so far?
Well, it's been really good. We recorded the album, started recording it in February, and then mixing and mastering. You know, we ended up having the album, you know, basically done in May, and we had to we were advised to wait and get everything in order to release it and have a good release party and everything. So it's been waiting and waiting and waiting, like show and tell as a kid. I think just it's Monday, but show and tell isn't until Friday, so you're just like
oh yeah
waiting, and you can So it's been awesome to finally get it out into other people's hands and in their ears, and we've gotten a great response. We charted on iTunes, which is really cool. It's hard to do, I hear. So that was an honor. We were on there for a week or so. I haven't checked recently, but get some good reviews back, and people are liking it a lot. So tours are easier to book, and it's been good.
Yeah, you know, that's a great problem to have, right?
Yeah.
You know, and you know, and you're right. Getting on iTunes and charting is no small feat. And when you've done that, you know that people are really loving what you do as artists, and they're loving the project. And what a great affirmation, you know, for you guys. Because I think as an artist, it's always a risk. I mean, you're taking risk every time you make music and you're putting new stuff out because you don't know how it's going to be received. But when you get the kind of feedback that you guys have gotten, I mean, that really does kind of bring it all full circle, I would say.
Yeah, it's been a reward itself.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the thing I love about your music is it's as I was saying at the top of the show, it's kind of got, it's an eclectic kind of sound, but it's got so many different infusions of different styles of music, which I love because it doesn't box you into one category. I mean, you know, you can't say, well, you guys are just a folk duo or, you know, a pop country or whatever the genre may be. You have the ability, it can kind of, you know, broaden itself. Who would you each consider to be some of your musical influences that have kind of helped mold and shape your musical styles?
Oh, man. It's funny because the music that I grew up with and the music that inspired me to start playing and singing is not at all what I sound like or what I listen to now. So what's really shaped the sound now is there's a band out of Ireland called the Swell Season. Well, one of the gals is from Czechoslovakia, but also there's another band called the Civil Wars. They were a duo. Both of those bands have since broken up, but they're both very passionate, very harmoniously driven, very vocal driven. And then another one for me is Peter Seeger. Just kind of Pete Seeger, he kind of brought the old folktale songs back into kind of the American consciousness. And that was really huge for me because I'd heard of some of them growing up, but it's, you know, kind of that rootsy old sound really moved me pretty heavily. And out of that as well, just Johnny Cash. I've been fascinated with his story and his life and his catalog. And so those are the artists that have really kind of shaped my sound, which is funny because it's not at all not very similar at all to what has shaped Beth's sound.
And you, Beth?
Yeah. Well, I think I do tend to sing similar to what I've grown up hearing, and what I've ended up being, or gravitating towards, just what I like to hear. One artist in particular that's always stood out to me is a woman named Mindy Smith. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but she's
yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, she's got that that melancholy singer-songwriter, just, I don't know, quality, and I really love her stuff and the vulnerability she has in her writing. And then similar, Patty Griffin, I love her. I grew up listening to my dad listened to like Merle Haggard on the way to our baseball games, and my mom sang us old traditional like folk songs, and a lot of stuff in the Celtic vein. So it's probably where the kind of melancholy melodies and stuff come from. So, and then we listen to like every single Rodgers and Hammerstein. I know like most musicals by heart. So that's kind of where I came from.
Well, and I love that, because all the artists that you guys have mentioned, I just absolutely love. I mean, and really, if anyone is if they even dare compare you to anyone at all. I mean, when I first heard your music, I was like, oh my gosh. It's probably good the Civil Wars have decided to kind of part ways, because you guys are kind of you're taking this forward, and but your voice is, Beth, is when I heard it initially, I'm thinking, wow, Joan Baez, so many different, some of the Patty Griffin, like you said, Linda Ronstadt. I mean, so many different artists of that era of music, when folk music back in the late 60s, early 70s was kind of at its peak, and they left us with such a mark, of just great music that continues to be timeless. I mean, another one that came to mind was Joni Mitchell, and
wow.
And they were all just brilliant in their own way, and so I love anything that has a hint of nostalgia in it when it's music, because having grown up a music lover, to hear anything in this modern day and time that has hints and traces of sounds of yesterday, I'm a big fan of, because that is what I think really makes music what it is. It never goes away, and it never goes out of style, and there's always going to be a relevant place for it, in music and in country music. And so it's just, that's one of the things that I'm so excited about this project. And so I dare ask, I mean, is this going to be the first of many projects from you guys, or is this, I know that this kind of was an experimental thing that kind of really turned into something, but are you guys laying the groundwork for future things to come, or have you even gotten that far?
Yeah, Beth was talking about this earlier today. It's kind of a whenever we get that question, it's kind of a define the relationship moment. But it's when we started very open-handed, because Beth has an amazing catalog of her own music, and I'm a solo artist as well. We started into the project saying, let's have this be an opportunity, not an obligation, and just let's write a song and see where it goes. And then we wrote that one, and we said, let's do it again. So we wrote that one, and 4 or 5 songs in, maybe we release a record together, and we'll just support it together. And so then we did that, and then a couple months in, as we just kept playing together, doing a lot of shows together. It was like, man, maybe this is a thing. Maybe we play together as a group and support the record. And so then we decided to do that. So we had about 4 or 5 songs that we left on the table. Whenever you write a record, you want to overwrite so that you can pick the best tunes. And we did, and we picked the most finished tunes. So we still had some songs that we really like that don't have enough flesh on the bones. And so we're putting those together. And as we've gone through the summer and supporting, building towards this project, it's been pretty clear, I think, to both of us that do this again. This is different than our solo career, and it's awesome. So we've been having a lot of fun. So we're gonna, the plan is to record another record. So pretty excited about that.
Oh, well, and you know, and as I was going to say, I mean, you guys individually have your own fan bases, and people love you as individual artists. And now that you two have kind of combined forces and you're collaborating and making music together, I'm telling you, people, you know, the fact that they love you individually definitely love you as, you know, a duo, and it definitely lends itself to, it's almost one of those things that now you've started, you can't stop, you know, because people are, you know, they're going to be loving the sound. But the other beauty of this is because you both have your solo careers and you've kind of joined forces, when people go out and see you on the road, it's going to be getting the best of both worlds from both of you. I mean, it's, you know, just think of all the things that you can bring to a show individually and collectively, and really give fans a real treat, a rare treat that they don't often get to see a lot with, you know, two of their favorite artists. So this is, I'm sure for fans, it's just a big deal. They are loving this.
There's definitely an added energy. That's an understatement. There's a huge added energy on stage. I've noticed when we're playing together, it's just like there's something electric. I mean, Bradford, like, technically has energy. So he actually brings, like, a rhythmic energy that, you know, I tend to be more, like, of the, you know, melody, like, Celtic kind of finger-picky songwriter, you know, or, and then he's got, he's an amazing songwriter as well, but also an energy, Americana feel where people would actually like get up and dance. And something about when we're both up there and I'm maybe even kind of the lower energy, not in a bad way, but like the lower energy, and then he's more, it kind of plays back and forth, and then we even switch roles sometimes in it, and it's just, there's something kind of that's been kind of electric or something. It's really cool. I really love being
part of it,
so.
And no doubt, I think when the fans are out there and they come to a show and their energy level is up, and I see this all too often, you know, it's a great motivator for artists, because, you know, even if you go out on stage and you're already pumped to do a show, that energy, there is nothing like it, and it just kind of enhances your energy level, and then, you know, it feeds off each other, and it just really makes for a magical night for fans and artists alike. So I think you guys are definitely on to something good. Now, tell folks where they can see you perform live in the near future.
Oh man, well, we're headed out to kind of doing a regional tour starting this weekend up here in Washington and the Montana, Oregon area. But we head out to the East Coast in October. We're playing Atlanta, Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, West Palm Beach in Florida, and then we head back up to Atlanta again, and then we're hitting Nashville briefly, and we go back out to North Carolina, and then do a couple shows out there, playing at Davidson College, and then a couple house shows, and then we head up to Philly, and then we have 2 shows in New York, Providence, Rhode Island, and then back down to Pittsburgh, and then we fly out of North Carolina, and then we got a West Coast tour that's planned in November. But we do things a little bit uniquely. Both Beth and I have we just value community a lot, and so we look at the people that listen to our music as supporters. And so on Facebook and Twitter, if you follow us or like us, we interact a lot with people, and we ask on a pretty regular basis, who wants a house show? And we come out to your house. We'll build a tour around the people that say, yeah, we'll host you. Come play at our house. And then we go out to your house. We play for you and your friends, and it's a great way for us to get into markets and meet new people that we've never been to or never met before. And it's kind of a great way to reward the people that are buying your music and listening to your music. And you build a relationship with them. You're not just some far-off artist or whatever. So we really value that, but it's a good way for us as well.
And I'm sitting here going, man, you guys are raising the bar for artists everywhere, because who wouldn't love – this is all music. I mean, country music artist or folk artist or whatever the genre may be within this genre. Who wouldn't love to have their favorites come out and play a house show, a literal house show, not a house show at a club in their town, but to come to your house? How cool is that? And of course, hopefully when you're doing these house shows and people are hosting you, they're definitely feeding you and you're getting to live it up. I mean, that's got to be a great fringe benefit for you guys. But, as you're reeling off all the places that you're going to be playing this fall, and I heard the words North Carolina, and, of course, that's my home state. That's where I'm based. So I definitely want to know when you guys are going to be here, because I would love to get out to see you play. I'm very familiar with Davison College. It's a great little college, and it's very quaint but very big at the same time, if that makes sense. And if you've never been to North Carolina, you'll love it. It's a great state. There's a little bit of everything here, and I hope you'll take a little time to see some of it while you're here if you can.
Is it hot in October?
It is not hot in October. In fact, just a little aside, this summer in particular, we've had a milder summer than normal. Normally, we're into almost mid-September now. We're still it's usually still kind of humid and hot, but it has started to cool off. The trees are actually starting to change colors. So when you guys are coming next month, we're probably going to be in peak, and it's going to be beautiful. So if you get a chance to ride along the Blue Ridge Parkway up towards Boone, which is about an hour and a half from Asheville, it's gorgeous this time of year. So you're coming at the right time, let me tell you. And the weather will be lovely, so it'll be a great time of year. We have a lot of outdoor festivals this time of year anyway, and starting in September all the way to early November, and it's just prime weather for that sort of thing. So definitely, you're going to love it while you're here. I really believe the weather will cooperate with you.
Cool. Phew.
So
well, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I'm glad. So I would love to know, because I would love to help promote that out so people here can know that you're coming and get out to see you guys live, because I know you put on a great show and it is one to see.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Would you mind shooting me an email at bradford@thebannerdays.com, and then I'll connect with you and get you some locations and dates specifically.
Excellent. I will certainly do that. Well,
awesome.
Guys, this has been wonderful, and I'm excited now knowing that you're coming here next month. So, but in any event, it'll be great having you here. And North Carolina is very hospitable. It's quite, the East Coast is quite different from the West Coast. So, especially in the southern part of the U.S., everyone is pretty. There's a lot of southern hospitality, if you will. So, but yeah. Would love to meet you guys and get out to see you, and we'll do everything we can to help promote you along the way.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And if there's anything else we can do for you, please don't hesitate to let us know. And but love to have you back anytime, guys.
Thank you.
Love to be
right. Well, take care and safe travels, and we'll definitely catch you out on the road.
Perfect.
All right, sounds good.
All right, take care. See ya.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, what a nice couple of folks there. Bradford Loomis and Beth Whitney. And I tell you, they are great artists, awesome songwriters, and immensely talented. And at the top of the show, we played their hit single off of their latest album, The Banner Days, called My Beloved. And in a few moments, we're going to play another cut off of the album called Come Dance With Me. But in the meantime, if you want to check them out online, you can reach them at thebannerdays.com. You can also, both Beth and Bradford are on Twitter. Bradford is Bradford Loomis, and Beth is Beth W. Music. And so go look them up, check them out, and And if you're already a fan of Loomis and Whitney, as I pin them and call them sometimes, then you definitely want to catch them when they're out on the road. And you just heard it. They're going to be on the East Coast this fall, pretty much all over the place. So if you live on the East Coast, it'll be a great time to catch one of their shows. So before we wrap this evening and wrap up our week of great guests, great shows, we're going to play the other cut off of their album, The Banner Days, called Come Dance With Me. But I want to thank both Bradford and Beth for being our special guests this evening, and many thanks to all of you as well for being here and joining us. And we will be back again on Monday. We will be bringing to you another great guest, so you definitely want to tune in. 7:30 p.m. Eastern is when we'll be right back here. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your week and have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you back here at that time. Take care, all. God bless, and good night.
Pillow, close your eyes and dream. Can you hear the wind whistling through the willows, swaying in time with the reeds? 12 princesses, their skirts spinning through the air.
Rockin' Country Radio on the web. Find us at rockincountryradio.com, on Twitter at rockin_CTRY, and on Facebook at Rockin' Country Radio.